He is strong with the Force. But talent without training is nothing.
After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travails of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. Coming off poorly received films in the Star Wars franchise, fans were arguably less excited for this series than Disney and Lucasfilm hoped. Then the first trailer dropped, and an audience began to form. Soon after, the first episode dropped, and people began flocking to the series. Week by week, due to the allure of the child, or as some say, Baby Yoda, and the storyline with the titular Mando, it started to become a hit series. Being a Star Wars property, it is more predestined to success than other films and series. But that was no guarantee. Not only is this series a hit with Star Wars fans, it is one of the more critically acclaimed television series of the modern TV landscape. So in today's video, we'll be looking at Mandalorian Season 3 news. But before beginning with the video, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more videos. Warning, there will be spoilers in this video, so continue on your own behalf. Let's go! The Mandalorian ended its second season with a big bang, further deepening its rich relationship with Star Wars lore by capping a run of callbacks and cameos with the granddaddy of all of them. Titled The Rescue, the mission to save Grogu, aka the Child, and Baby Yoda, from the clutches of the evil Moff Gideon, culminated with a cloaked figure showing up, basically rescuing the rescuers. The light-saving wielding savior was revealed to be none other than Luke Skywalker, who whisked Grogu off with them, presumably to be trained as a Jedi. If the character's look was a little stiff, a la those who recreated in Rogue One, the sequence nevertheless offered another stunning bridge to the original trilogy, with an R2-D2 cameo for good measure. But wait, there was more. A post-credit scene showed the bounty hunter Boba Fett returning to Tatooine, the planet where he had seemingly met his death and return of the Jedi. It's closed with a mysterious tease for the book of Boba Fett, premiering a year from now. We originally thought that Disney had confirmed The Mandalorian Season 3 would premiere in time for Christmas Day, 2021, but it's now clear that this was referring to the Boba Fett spin-off instead. Whether this means that Boba's first episode will arrive on December 25th or earlier remains unclear. Either way, it's a festive treat for all of us. That means Season 3 will arrive early 2022 at the earliest. The Mandalorian Season 3 cast. Who will be in it? Before the Season 2 finale aired, we assumed that Pedro Pascal would play the lead role once again, presumably with help from a stunt double, Brandon Wayne, grandson of the legendary actor John Wayne. And of course, we assumed that he would be joined with Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, another star of considerable repute. However, the end of their story did feel extremely final, which led us to believe that the post-credits scene might have been included to set up a whole new story revolving around Boba Fett, Tamora Morrison, and Fennec Shand, Ming-Na Wen, in what will be known as the Book of Boba Fett. Thankfully, we know now that Boba Fett is starring in a separate spin-off, which means that Pedro, and hopefully Grogu, will indeed return in The Mandalorian Season 3. Pascal's stunt double, Brandon Wayne, confirmed this in an Instagram post following the final. No spoilers. But just in case the world didn't know, Pedro Pascal was incredible. The journey they wrote for him this season was so beautiful. The fact that Pedro went beyond the page and made this epic. Thank you, Pedro Pascal. And he added, yes, Pedro's coming back. There was never any question. Do not believe everything you read. One character who definitely won't be returning is Cara Dune. Since filming the first 2 seasons, Gina Carano has now been let go from The Mandalorian after sharing offensive posts on social media. I don't really see Disney as characterizing itself as left-leaning or right-leaning, yet instead of standing for values, said Disney CEO Bob Chapek when criticized by one caller following Carano's sacking. Carano was also dropped by her representation at the time, United Talent Agency. Now that Mandalorian is building more connections with a galaxy far, far away, don't be surprised if more guest stars appear in Season 3, particularly with those familiar with the Force. Maybe young Luke Skywalker will even stop by again. Our money's on one of those fish nuns from The Last Jedi. Will Grogu return? We think that there are 2 big plot threads from Season 2 that The Mandalorian Season 3 has to pay off. First, who will wield the Darksaber? And second, when will Grogu return to Din Djarin's care following his time training with Jedi Master Luke Skywalker? At the end of Season 2, Mando won the Darksaber weapon, the Mandalorian blade highly coveted by Bo-Katan Kryze, in her journey to reclaim the throne of Mandalore from Moff Gideon. However, he couldn't simply hand it over to Bo-Katan, and tensions mounted as it became clear that she and Mando were going to have to duel in order for her to claim the weapon. This plot thread should be picked up again in Season 3, as any developments were scuppered by the impromptu appearance of Luke Skywalker in Season 2, Episode 8. Speaking of Luke, that's the other big plot point we expect to be picked up in Season 3, after Grogu went off with Luke to be trained in the ways of the Force. He is strong with the Force, but talent without training is nothing. I will give my life to protect the child, but he will not be safe until he masters his abilities. Mando promises he'll see Grogu again, but when? Razor Crest Theory. One eagle-eyed Star Wars fan may have just stumbled on the Razor Crest origins. The Mandalorian Season 2 saw Din Djarin lose his beloved heap of space junk, which has brought up a lot of questions about it and its history. Djarin never did reveal much about his ship, other than the fact that it was pre-Empire surplus. While the viewing audience never learned much about the Razor Crest, the bounty hunter always seemed to know how to fix whatever was wrong, leading many to believe that he had years to bond with it. Razor Crest is actually something that Star Wars fans have seen before in an episode of the Clone Wars titled Bounty Hunters. The episode in question finds Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Ahsoka Tano on a planet where they help some non-Mandalorian bounty hunters protecting a local village. One of the bounty hunters, Sugi, offers to give the Jedi a ride home in their ship. When looking at Sugi's ship, it looks an awful like a less detailed Razor Crest. Technically, the timeline matches up since the Clone Wars takes place pre-Empire. But is it the exact same ship that Din Djarin is using in The Mandalorian? As some Star Wars fans have observed, the ship is definitely similar to the Razor Crest, but the general consensus is that that ship in question is likely from the same manufacturer, and not the exact same ship that we've seen in The Mandalorian. Captain Phasma. Mando has the Darksaber now, so does he still need the Beskar Spear? Hopefully the answer is no, because a new theory suggests he might not hold on to that weapon for long. According to a compelling new theory, in The Mandalorian Season 3, Din Djarin could encounter a character from the Star Wars sequels, and it may not go very well for a Beskar-clad hero. In The Last Jedi, Captain Phasma's weapon in the sequels looks a lot like the Beskar Spear from The Mandalorian Season 2. Kaylee Carpenter argues that at the same point, maybe in The Mandalorian Season 3, Din Djarin will encounter Captain Phasma. She'll kick his butt and take the spear for herself. It's a fun theory, but there's one major issue. We already know a lot about Phasma's weapon, and it's not a Beskar Spear. According to the Star Wars Visual Dictionary, Phasma wields a Quicksilver baton. This is a surprisingly high-tech weapon. According to Wikipedia, the baton's durable cylinder was made from a collapsible micromesh matrix, held in a containment field. In other words, it's not just a spear made of really strong space metal. Then again, there's a long history of Star Wars rewriting its own history through their use of retcon. So if Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau decide that Phasma's baton was actually Mando's Beskar Spear, that's good enough for us. The Mandalorian Season 3 trailer. We don't expect to see a trailer for The Mandalorian Season 3 until late 2021. Possibly around the time the Book of Boba Fett releases on Disney+. But that's fine, because in the meantime, there are a gazillion Baby Yoda memes and clips floating around which absolutely deserve to be watched on repeat. And if you're looking for another way to pass the time, Luke Skywalker's appearance in the show has been nominated in the BAFTA Must-See Moment category. And there you have it, folks. We hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment with your favorite part down below. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more. And of course, may the Force be with you.